everyone, Rachel with Dakota Wind Meat Goats. And it is August 16th. Just came out here to check on everybody. Make sure that they're coming in for water, especially the little babies. Whew. So we're hoping this weekend to start cleaning yards. We'll see. There's always a chance of rain, like every day. It's awful. And the flies are biting. You guys want some water? You guys get some water and then you guys can go back out. And then I'm gonna go check the fence line. Make sure none of you guys got into any troubles. What they think is that I'm feeding them grain. But it's nice to have them come forward, start eating on these weeds. This is where they kind of lose their way, is when the weeds get so tall and they're like, hey, where is everybody? Where'd everybody go? How do we get to water? So yeah, we'll just stand out here for a little bit. I might go dump that water, go visit them gals, see how their water's doing. I'm the water dumper, so yeah, I just want you guys to come in, get some water. It looks like yesterday, when I wasn't out here, they came along and put this fence back up. That's always been, this is where our creek runs down through in the springtime. It's a tough one to keep them from getting out. Kind of our fault too for putting the posts so far away. It's a heavy fence and the posts are just loose this year, so fixing it section by section, basically. Looks like this up here will need to be redone too. So you can see it's kind of saggy. So this is our gift to ourselves. Yep. We used to clean yards and barns with that big old thing. The bucket is a bit dangerous because the hydraulics are not the greatest. There's no AC in that tractor, and it's just a beast to run. So nobody wanted to take responsibility for cleaning yards. So we decided we were gonna get this beauty. So then in the winter we can have something that's better to push the snow that has, and it has AC and heat inside of it. Yay! So now my husband's gonna come out, I think this weekend, and help me learn how to run it so I can start cleaning yards. So this is very exciting for us. I think the only other tractor we bought brand new is our other New Holland, the other blue one there. And that one's 5-6 years old. Yeah, and it's been a good tractor for us. This one is going to be amazing. Super excited to get a start on the cleaning of the barns. Of course, we got about, I think over 2 inches of rain a couple of days ago. So gotta wait for everything to dry up and probably move some bales off of the alfalfa field before we can start doing that. But super excited because we've got babies that are coming here in a month or two, so we want to get all the barns cleaned out, and that'll just make it so much easier. So yeah, super excited about that. Now just have to learn how to run it. Out in the buck's pen, checking underwater. I think maybe I'll dump this just a little bit. Get the bugs out of there. as I can. I guess might as well dump it all the way over. You notice we lean the tubs back towards that float, and the reason we do that is just so it fills up faster on that side so the float shuts off. But there's garlic salt block back up on blocks, and the boys are down in the trees enjoying the shade along with a nice little breeze that's coming through. So one more fence that I'm gonna check. I don't think the babies have even been out here, but it's good to check. Don't want anybody hanging in the fence. I'm just going along this little fence here. Actually, this alfalfa's coming back kind of nice. I feel bad about driving on it. Surest way to check is turn off the side-by-side and listen. Goats! And if anybody was caught in the fence that I can't see, they would let me know. Alright, August 17th, and we're out again today moving bales. Sprinkled just a little bit, but not so bad that we had to bring all the goats back in. And now we're to the point where we're offloading bales. So we got second cutting here, and now this is our third cutting. And depending on how the winter is, more than likely we're gonna use all of this. It's kind of, I'll be honest, I was kind of freaking out because we didn't get a lot off of our first cutting because it got hail damaged, and I was a little freaked out because last year we used all of our first cutting before winter even hit, and I'm like, what is going on? And then remembered we had our weanlings dry lotted instead of out to pasture, so we used all of our first cutting feeding our weanlings all summer long. So big advantage of having them out on pasture, because we have only fed them 2 hay bales right now, so pasture saves you a lot. Okay, so our second and our third cutting alfalfa is down here. I do believe the bales on the other side are second cutting from last year, maybe third cutting. Still usable bales. So I think we're prepped for winter. That's always a good feeling. Get them off your field so they don't, wherever they said if you leave them sitting too long, weeds grow there and it kills like the alfalfa that it's sitting on top of. So it's always a good idea to get your bales off. So I think now it's about 4:30, so now we're gonna go home for lunch. So my wonderful hubby is giving us the directions on how to drive the new skid steer. So we're having the boss lady be the one to operate it right now, because we want to start cleaning yards.
Is that your camera? So, you have to see that? That's your reverse camera.
Yeah, look at your backup camera.
That's directly behind you. It's set up one right here.
Oh, you dogs. So I've heard that you can switch it to where you can do this, but I don't want to do that.
I would mess with
Yeah.
that program. They're made nowadays. You can program a lot of different shit.
Yeah.
Different stuff.
I was watching the video.
Right now it's the thumb for the deal, but you can program it to do those other. There's like a bunch of different buttons.
Right,
You see
right.
them, they're all RAM.
Let her figure it out. Next I get to get in.
Just like your two. See, when it's cold, that is a preheat as well. In second position,
Yeah.
you just stay there for a second. You can watch your screen and turn it off once. So now go to just a second position. 1, 2. See how it's got the screen up? See the little yellow that went off? Yep, that was the preheat.
Okay.
At that point, when it goes off, it's ready to fire. Like if it's cold, that's how you know.
That thunk is it's down as much as it's gonna go, right?
Yeah, you'll feel it when you hit to it bottoms out.
You're not going to give yourself much room with the tip back to get out.
Is there a foot pedal in there again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So start it up once. You stop right now. When you start going up with it.
Yeah.
Like almost go up as fast as let you, and then hit the throttle on the foot.
Huh?
Go back down now. I want you to try and go up as fast as you can, but like give it full throttle, like give it push on that thing all the way. Your foot? Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Back. Full throttle. See, that'll make it go faster. Gives it more horsepower.
So today is August 19th. Time's going fast, guys. So we've decided that our spring kidders needed better pasture. They don't like going out there. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our big bucks that are in the big pasture. We're going to bring them and put them where the bucklings were pasturing. And the bucklings will be in this pen here. I often refer to it as the naughty pen. And so this will be their pen. Hey, boy. And then the bucks will go out here and get some grazing. And the reason why we can now bring the bucks down here is because the spring kidders are going to be up there. So can't run them side by side because then you get disaster. So that is what we're doing. Putting the bucks, the only hay feeder that we really like to use for the bucks because it's so wide for them and they can get their big horns through and everything. So we're putting that out. We're putting some of our first cutting alfalfa in with them. And usually we put hay, but this first cutting alfalfa is a lot of sticks with a little bit of alfalfa in there. And we want the boys to start gaining some weight for the breeding season. That's going to be in about a month for them, a little over a month. And one day, when we get a chance, we're going to redo this fence. But it holds them. There's just panel over panel over panel over panel. We'd love to sink in some new wood posts, you know, put some wood here, kind of do more of a corral system than what we have set up. But for now, this is what we have time for. And so far it's kept the boys from each other, or from girls. But again, we try not to run does up against where boys are, because that's just asking for them to try and jump over, break a leg, plow through a fence, because they are big guys. And while they are very gentle, you can't tempt them. You can't tempt them. And I used the new skid steer today to move some hay out of the way. That was fun, but it is so wet, because like this, I want to at least pile it, maybe on top of all them dang thistles. But it's so wet that, yeah. We keep getting rain, which keeps the pastures growing, but it's hard to get anything done when it is this wet out. So this is the hay feeder that we use for the big bucks, and you see how wide this is. It's then they can get their heads in to eat, and they don't get their horns stuck or their heads stuck. So that's why we use this one. And when we first opened one of these bales, we're like, oh my gosh, there's like, it's just sticks. And it is, but they love it. I don't know what it is, if it tastes like silage or what, because we inoculated it. Because again, it was wet. We're trying to get it off the field. This one, since it's so deep, it's a little harder to set that bale in there. So it's gonna go kaplunk. And you see how far that tractor is going down in there? Shouldn't be doing that. But it is just so wet. And this ick of hay and manure is just like a dang sponge. So yeah, the boys will eat that and be happy with it, but they've also do have grazing here. Okay, that's pretty sturdy. I'm like, oh, what if they tip it over on themselves? Yep, they're not gonna. Oh. Yeah, so lots of yard cleaning to do. And if we could just get, so it dries up. We have like 5 days where we have no rain. And it dries up and we're like, okay, gonna hit it hard tomorrow. And then we get a pop-up storm. And it drops at least a half an inch, if not an inch of rain every time we have a pop-up storm. And we're supposed to have rain, I do believe tomorrow or Wednesday. But then by the weekend, we are hoping that we can clean the hoop barn and then start cleaning the yards, because it looks like we have a string of dry days. Again, when I say it looks like, usually it's like, oh, dry day, dry day, dry day. Oh, everything's getting dry. And then all of a sudden, something that wasn't even on the forecast or on the radar just pops up and does this again to our yards. So, we're trying. But usually we have everything cleaned up by now. Okay, so we need to put a bale out with these guys. And we should have done it earlier today when they were all out to pasture. That's the reason why you want to put the bale in when they're all out, but we ran out of steam and had to go into town to get something to eat. So that's how that goes, but nobody got crushed. They're happy. I'll come back out for the net wrap Now I'll open this gate for her. And of course, Pikachu is pouting because she can't ride in the tractor with her favorite person. Yeah, I know some people have their dogs in there, but we tried it and the dogs all threw up. So, yeah, yucky. And the mamas with their summer babies who are now a month old are in cleaning all of this stuff up. So hopefully we don't get a lot of rain tomorrow. There's a big storm system heading this way. But hopefully we don't get a lot of rain tomorrow. And in a day or two, start cleaning yards. I know I say clean yards a lot. It's very high on our wish list. We don't like them to be standing and things like this. And we're getting to that time of the year where we're gonna start dry lodding. So we knew we were going to feed up a lot of the first cutting. So we left it to the side of the fields. Bad part about that is that you gotta go get them. And usually we have goats turned out in here. They're all home for the evening. So always got to make sure that you close the gates back up, since we have goats that come out here. Not super impressed with this chaining system, but so far it's worked. All right, one more gate to shut. We got to bed down a barn. August 21st, we are moving our spring hitters to different pasture now that it's dried up enough. Stop, bottle kid. So gotta go open some gates, close some gates, and we'll see if they'll follow us to the new pasture. It's gonna be the hardest thing, and wind's blowing 30 miles an hour. So you might not be able to hear me much when we start this endeavor. Yeah, we got 2 inches of rain last night, or yesterday, throughout the whole day. I'm so tired of mud, guys. So tired of mud. And it's terrible for their hooves. And parasites flourish in the wet weather. So we're gonna get these gals out of the dry lot into some pasture and hope that they respect the fences that are over there. This is the one summer where I'm gonna be honest, I wish we didn't have livestock. And everybody has that one winter, summer, whatever. This is the summer for me. So I've got to close that gate up there because they're used to shooting straight out into that pasture. And that's not where we're taking them. We're taking them into the wind. So this is where we were taking them, and just decided there's too much cheatgrass, too much thistles, all of that stuff out here for them to really like it. Plus we wanted to bring the boys home, and running does that are in heat or ready to be bred up against boys. Oh, there's the chain. And running them up against this fence, the boys being out there, doesn't work. The does will either jump over the fence to get to the bucks, or the bucks will run through a fence to get to the does. So they decided they knew where they were going on their road. So I will stand here and make sure all of them make it out here. And then I'm gonna have to run to catch up to them, to get in front of them. Might have to bring the side-by-side out to keep up with these girls. Hey girls! Yep, this way. So I've kind of got to stand here so they know where to come. Because they see me, they know this is where they're supposed to come. Good girls! Good girls! Good girls! Yeah! Hi! Okay, go join. Go join. So this is our gate to get them into that pasture. Just held by some wires. Now it's getting them to come this way. They are on a mission. So if we can get them up along the fence and then scoot them in, then we should be golden. Let's hope. They're kind of wily bunch. They like to run. And they haven't been out of their dry lot for a couple of days because of the rain and our inability to have enough people out there to track them down if they run. So this was our option, and hopefully they stay in that one. That's my hope. It's usually where we put them every fall, end of summer, early fall, and then in about a month then we turn the bucks out with them. It's kind of hoping to lead them, but they seem resistant to the leading, so in case it is. So easiest way to do that is get them up alongside a fence and have them go down the fence line. Problem is we've got a couple of ones that we bought that don't know where they're going, but seem to want to be leaders. They hold up the group. We'll see how this goes. We may end up running these does around the pasture a couple of times before we can get them to go in. And of course, they love this alfalfa, but leaving them on here too long means they're going to start scouring. So with the goats' ability to outrun us, we're gonna take them slow if we can. Take them slow, like I said, walk them along the fence, let them graze until we get to that opening, and hopefully they see it. So I'll be the outside person here. Mom's gonna be the push person. And hopefully some of these older does remember where it is that they need to go. Right in there. Good girls. See it? See it? Go ahead, girls. You see it. You see it. Good girls. Good girls. Good girls. That's good girls. Good girls. I know they do. Should I lead them up to water?
I think they're going.
Yeah, they can follow, and I think they see the yellow tub there.
Well, they know where it is. Hey, girl.
Yep. Boy, walking through that tall grass.
That's torture.
Okay, so they're out here. They know where the water is, hopefully. Now they know where we're going to be feeding them grain, get them fattened up for breeding. Now it's up to them. So today is August 23rd, I do believe, and we moved the spring kidders down here, and we had a rip-roaring storm come through again last night, dropped another inch of rain, so that puts off cleaning the barns again. So these girls, we cleaned this tin shed and then we bedded it for them so they had shelter to go into. This is going to be where they're going to be getting their grain. And we grain these girls because in about a month we're going to be turning the bucks in. So we want to get their body condition up. And right now the calves are enjoying their breakfast, aren't you, calves? Oh geez. So let's go grab some buckets of corn. All right, this will be the first time they're coming in. Come on, girls! Whoa! Didn't really know what was going to happen with the calves, but I'm thinking them girls are going to shove them out of the way.